Start with why. Your belief defines you. Too often we focus on what we do and how we do it. We wake up, go to work, chase deadlines, and pursue goals, all without truly questioning the reason behind our actions. But the most successful people, the most fulfilled individuals, don't start with what. They start with why. Your why is your purpose, your driving force, the belief that gives meaning to everything you do. It's the reason you push through challenges, the reason you show up even when you don't feel like it, and the reason others are drawn to your work, your leadership, or your mission. Think about the people who inspire you the most. Maybe it's a historical figure, a mentor, or even someone in your own life. What makes them remarkable isn't just their achievements, but the belief behind their actions. They weren't just chasing success. They were driven by something bigger than themselves. When you know your why, you don't just work for a paycheck, you work with a purpose. You don't just go through the motions, you create impact. And when things get tough, it's your why that keeps you going long after motivation fades. The problem is, most people never take the time to uncover their why. We're conditioned to focus on results, getting good grades, landing a job, climbing the corporate ladder, making money, without questioning whether any of it actually fulfills us. But success without purpose is empty. You can achieve all the external markers of success and still feel lost because you never understood why you were doing it in the first place. The most successful companies, leaders, and individuals don't just chase profits or promotions. They chase something deeper, and that's what makes them different. Finding your why isn't about having all the answers right away. It's about asking the right questions. What drives you? What excites you? What problem do you feel called to solve? When you reflect on your life, what moments made you feel most alive? Your why is already inside you. It's just waiting to be uncovered. And when you do, everything changes. Your decisions become clearer, your work becomes more meaningful. And the people around you start to feel that energy too, because passion is contagious. This applies not just to individuals, but to businesses and organizations as well. Look at the most impactful brands in the world. They don't just sell products, they sell a belief. Apple isn't just about technology, it's about challenging the status quo and thinking differently. Nike isn't just about shoes, it's about inspiring greatness. The reason these brands have loyal followings isn't because of what they sell, but because of why they exist. Customers don't just buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The same principle applies to leadership. People don't follow you because of your title. They follow you because of your belief, your vision, and your ability to inspire. And when you operate from your why, everything aligns. Your work becomes a reflection of your values. Your relationships become more authentic. And most importantly, you build resilience. Because when you face setbacks, and you will, it's your why that reminds you to keep going. It's what separates those who quit at the first sign of difficulty from those who persevere despite the odds. Those who understand their why don't just chase success, they chase meaning. And meaning is what gives life depth. But finding your why isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous journey. As you grow, your experiences shape and refine your purpose. Sometimes your why may evolve. What matters is that you stay connected to it, that you never stop asking yourself, am I doing this for the right reasons? The world is full of distractions, pressures, and expectations, but when you stay grounded in your why, you won't get lost. You'll know where you're going, and more importantly, why you're going there. Every great leader, innovator, and change maker has one thing in common. They didn't start with a product, a strategy, or a goal. They started with a belief. A vision of something bigger than themselves. And that belief is what fueled their journey. The question is, what's your why? Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. From a young age, we are taught to avoid failure at all costs. In school, failing a test is something to be ashamed of. In our careers, failing at a task can feel like a setback. Society has conditioned us to see failure as something negative, something that signifies weakness or lack of ability. But in reality, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of it. Every great achievement, every groundbreaking innovation, and every remarkable leader has one thing in common: they failed, and they failed often. What separates them from everyone else is that they kept going. Look at the most successful people in history. Thomas Edison, when inventing the light bulb, failed thousands of times before getting it right. When asked about his failures, he didn't see them as wasted efforts. He saw them as learning experiences. Each attempt brought him closer to success. The same can be said for Steve Jobs, who was fired from his own company before coming back to revolutionize the tech industry. Or J.K. Rowling, who faced multiple rejections before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. If these individuals had let failure define them, the world would never have seen their brilliance. Their success was not despite their failures, but because of them. Failure is a form of progress. It teaches us lessons that success never could. When everything goes right, we don't stop to reflect, analyze, or improve. But when we fail, we are forced to reassess, to question our approach, and to find new ways forward. Failure builds resilience. It teaches adaptability. It forces us to step outside of our comfort zones and push beyond our limits. Without failure, there is no growth. Without failure, there is no innovation. The problem is, most people fear failure so much that they never even try. They stay within their comfort zones, avoiding risk, avoiding challenges, and ultimately, avoiding growth. But what they don't realize is that in trying to avoid failure, they are also avoiding success. Because success is never guaranteed, but failure is inevitable. The only way to truly fail is to never start. Every time you try and fail, you are one step closer to achieving something great. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail, but the ones who refuse to let failure stop them. Reframing failure is one of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make. Instead of seeing failure as an obstacle, see it as a stepping stone. Instead of feeling discouraged by setbacks, recognize them as lessons. Every mistake, every rejection, every misstep is teaching you something valuable. It is refining your skills, strengthening your determination, and preparing you for the success that lies ahead. The key is not to avoid failure, but to embrace it, to learn from it, and to use it as fuel to keep moving forward. Failure also builds character. It humbles us, reminds us that we are not perfect, and forces us to develop patience and perseverance. It makes us more empathetic, allowing us to connect with others who have struggled. It strengthens our grit, teaching us to get back up even when the odds are against us. The greatest leaders, the strongest entrepreneurs, the most inspiring individuals, none of them reached their success without failure shaping them along the way. If failure is such a natural and necessary part of success, why do we fear it so much? Because we are conditioned to see it as a reflection of our worth. We tie our self-esteem to our achievements, and when we fail, we feel like we are not good enough. But failure is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of your growth. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try, and they are the ones who never reach their full potential. When we stop fearing failure and start embracing it, we unlock a new level of freedom. We take bigger risks, we dream bigger dreams, and we step into our true potential. We stop seeing failure as a dead end and start seeing it as a detour, a necessary part of the journey towards success. Because failure is not the opposite of success, it is the foundation upon which success is built. Doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. If failure is a roadblock, doubt is a prison. Failure may slow you down, but doubt stops you before you even begin. It whispers in your ear, making you question your abilities, your ideas, and your potential. It convinces you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that you don't have what it takes. And the worst part, most people believe it. They let doubt control their decisions, hold them back from taking risks, and ultimately prevent them from ever realizing what they are truly capable of. Doubt is more dangerous than failure because failure at least comes with lessons. When you fail, you learn what doesn't work, you adjust, and you try again. But doubt keeps you stuck in place. It stops you from applying for that job, from starting that business, from pursuing that dream. It makes you overanalyze every move, searching for certainty where none exists. And in that endless cycle of hesitation, opportunities slip away. Think about all the ideas, inventions, and breakthroughs that never happened, not because they were impossible, but because the people who had them doubted themselves too much to act. There are countless talented individuals in the world who will never reach their full potential, not because they lack ability, but because they lack belief in themselves. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often not intelligence, resources, or luck. It's the ability to silence doubt long enough to take action. The irony is that the people we admire, the ones who inspire us, also experience doubt. The difference? They don't let it stop them. Every successful entrepreneur, athlete, artist, or leader has faced moments of uncertainty. They have questioned whether they were good enough. They have battled self-doubt. But instead of allowing it to paralyze them, they acted in spite of it. They understood that doubt is part of the process and that waiting until they felt ready was a trap. The truth is, no one ever feels completely ready. If you wait for the moment when all doubt disappears, you will wait forever. Readiness is a myth. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes after action. It is built through experience, through stepping into the unknown, through proving to yourself that you are capable. The only way to overcome doubt is to do the very thing you are afraid of. Doubt is not reality, it is a story we tell ourselves, and the more we listen to it, the stronger it becomes. It convinces us that we are not talented enough, smart enough, or deserving enough. It makes us compare ourselves to others, highlighting their strengths while magnifying our own weaknesses. But what we fail to realize is that everyone starts somewhere. No one is born with unshakable confidence. The people who succeed are the ones who choose to believe in themselves, even when doubt is screaming at them not to. Doubt thrives in inaction. The longer you hesitate, the stronger it grows. But the moment you take that first step, the moment you push past the fear, doubt starts to lose its power. Action is the antidote to doubt. Even small steps forward can create momentum, proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you thought. And as you keep moving, doubt fades into the background, replaced by confidence, experience, and belief in yourself. Most dreams don't die because they are impossible. They die because people never give themselves the chance to pursue them. Doubt is the silent killer of potential, the invisible force that holds so many people back from achieving greatness. The only way to defeat it is to take action before doubt convinces you that you never should. Surround yourself with the right people. Success is never a solo journey. No matter how talented, driven, or disciplined you are, the people you surround yourself with will either push you forward or pull you back. The truth is, your environment shapes you more than you realize. The conversations you engage in, the attitudes you absorb, and the standards you adopt are all influenced by the people in your life. If you are constantly around negativity, doubt, and small thinking, it will slowly become your reality. But if you surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and uplift you, you will naturally rise to a higher level. Think about the most successful individuals in any field. They didn't get there alone. They had mentors who guided them, peers who challenged them, and supporters who believed in them when they doubted themselves. The right people don't just make success easier. They make it possible. They remind you of your potential when you forget, push you to aim higher when you settle, and hold you accountable when you lose focus. They see the best in you, even when you can't see it in yourself. On the flip side, the wrong people can drain your energy, kill your confidence, and make you question your dreams. Have you ever shared an idea with someone only to be met with skepticism or sarcasm? Have you ever been excited about a goal only to have someone tell you to be realistic? These voices, whether intentional or not, plant seeds of doubt in your mind. Over time, they can make you play smaller, aim lower, and settle for less than you're capable of. That's why being selective about your circle isn't just important, it's essential. The people closest to you are like a mirror, reflecting back the habits, beliefs, and mindsets that will either propel you forward or keep you stuck. If you spend time with ambitious, driven individuals, their energy will push you to aim higher. If you spend time with those who complain, procrastinate, and make excuses, you'll find yourself doing the same. It's not about cutting people off without reason. It's about being intentional about who has access to your mindset and influence over your life. It's also important to recognize that the right people don't always tell you what you want to hear. They tell you what you need to hear. Real friends and mentors won't just cheer you on blindly. They will challenge you, call you out when you're making excuses, and push you to become better. They won't let you settle for mediocrity because they see your potential. That kind of accountability is invaluable. Growth isn't always comfortable, but it's necessary, and the right people will make sure you keep growing. Building the right circle isn't just about finding successful people. It's about finding the right energy. Success isn't just about skill or talent. It's about mindset. You need to be around people who think big, who refuse to settle, and who push past fear and doubt. Their belief in themselves will inspire belief in yourself. Their ambition will ignite your own. When you're surrounded by people who are constantly improving, you can't help but do the same. And just as you need the right people in your life, you need to be the right person for others. The best relationships are built on mutual support, inspiration, and accountability. It's not just about what you can gain, it's about what you can give. Be the kind of person who encourages, challenges, and supports others in their journey. The more you pour into others, the more you attract those who will pour into you. Your environment is one of the biggest predictors of your success. Who you choose to surround yourself with will influence your mindset, your work ethic, and ultimately, your future. If you want to grow, you must be intentional about creating a circle that fuels your ambition, challenges your thinking, and pushes you toward the best version of yourself. Courage is more important than confidence. Many people believe that confidence is the key to success. They think that before they can take action, they need to feel sure of themselves, certain that they will succeed. But the truth is, confidence is not the starting point of any great achievement. Courage is. Confidence is the reward that comes after you take action, but courage is what gets you started in the first place. Courage is the ability to move forward despite fear, despite uncertainty, despite self-doubt. Without courage, confidence never has the chance to develop. Think about any major milestone in your life. The first time you spoke in front of a crowd, the first time you applied for a job, the first time you tried something completely outside your comfort zone. Were you confident? Probably not. In fact, you may have been terrified. But you did it anyway, and that was courage. And what happened after? You became more comfortable, more skilled, more prepared. That's how confidence is built. Not by waiting until you feel ready, but by acting before you do. The mistake most people make is believing they need to feel confident before they take action. They wait for the moment when they are free of fear, free of doubt, free of hesitation. But that moment never comes. Because confidence isn't a prerequisite for action, it's a byproduct of it. The more you do something, the more confident you become. But if you never start because you're waiting to feel ready, you'll stay stuck in the same place, watching others take the risks you were too afraid to take. Courage, on the other hand, is about embracing the discomfort of uncertainty. It's about stepping forward, even when your hands are shaking and your voice is unsteady. Courage doesn't mean you don't feel fear. It means you refuse to let fear control you. It means understanding that failure is a possibility, but not a reason to stop. It means trusting yourself enough to take the leap, even when you're not sure where you'll land. Every successful person you admire has had moments of fear and doubt. They weren't always confident. They weren't always sure of themselves, but they had the courage to take the first step. And that's what made all the difference. Confidence is an outcome, not a requirement. The people who seem the most confident today weren't born that way. They built their confidence through action, through failure, through persistence. Courage is what separates those who dream from those who do. It's what allows people to start businesses, switch careers, take creative risks, or stand up for what they believe in. It's what pushes people to have difficult conversations, to try something new, to embrace challenges rather than avoid them. If you want to accomplish anything meaningful, you need courage more than you need confidence. Because courage gets you started and confidence catches up later. And the more you exercise courage, the easier it becomes. The first time you step into the unknown, it's terrifying. The second time, it's slightly less intimidating. By the 10th time, it's almost second nature. What once seemed impossible becomes routine, and what once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. But none of that happens without that first act of courage. Without that first step into discomfort, confidence never has the chance to grow. The real question isn't whether you feel confident. It's whether you're willing to act despite not feeling confident. Courage is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's what turns ideas into action, hesitation into momentum, and fear into growth. So if you're waiting for confidence before you take action, you'll be waiting forever. But if you choose courage, that's when everything changes. Your impact is bigger than you think. Every action you take, every word you speak, every decision you make has an impact. Whether you realize it or not, the way you show up in the world influences the people around you, sometimes in ways you may never see. Too often, people underestimate their own significance. They believe that unless they have a large platform, a big title, or a well-known name, their influence is small. But the truth is, impact isn't measured by fame or recognition. It's measured by the lives you touch, the changes you inspire, and the ripple effect of your actions. Think about the people who have shaped your life. A teacher who encouraged you, a mentor who guided you, a friend who supported you in a difficult time. Did they know at that moment how much they were changing your life? Probably not. They were simply doing what they felt was right, being kind, being present, being supportive. Yet their influence shaped your journey, perhaps more than they ever realized. That same principle applies to you. The way you treat others, the energy you bring into a room, the encouragement you give, it all matters more than you think. Your words, both spoken and unspoken, carry weight. A small compliment can lift someone's spirits. A few words of encouragement can give someone the confidence to keep going. A single conversation can change the course of someone's life. And yet, many people hold back, assuming that their words don't make a difference. They hesitate to share their thoughts, to express gratitude, to uplift others, never realizing that what seems small to them might be monumental to someone else. Beyond words, your actions create ripples that extend further than you can see. The way you carry yourself, the way you handle challenges, the way you treat others, it all sets an example. You never know who is watching, who is learning from you, who is inspired by you. It could be a coworker who admires your perseverance, a younger sibling who looks up to you, or even a stranger who sees your kindness in passing. Your impact is not just in what you do for yourself, but in how you influence those around you. Even in moments of struggle, you are making an impact. When you push through adversity, you show others that resilience is possible. When you take risks, you give others permission to do the same. When you pursue your dreams, you inspire those around you to chase theirs. You may never hear the words, "Because of you, I didn't give up," but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. The courage you display in your own life often becomes the spark that ignites someone else's. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that real impact requires grand gestures or massive achievements. But some of the most powerful influences in history started with small, simple actions. A movement begins with one voice. A revolution begins with one idea. A legacy begins with one decision to make a difference. You don't need to be the loudest person in the room to inspire change. You just need to be intentional, consistent, and willing to show up for others in ways that matter. The most extraordinary impact is often made in the quietest moments, the ones you may not even recognize as significant. A smile, a helping hand, a moment of patience, an act of kindness. These are the things that shape people, that stay with them long after the moment has passed. And while you may not always see the results of your influence, trust that they exist. The world is constantly being shaped by those who choose to show up, to care, and to contribute in ways big and small. You are already making a difference, whether you realize it or not. Every interaction, every decision, every moment of kindness adds to the collective impact you have on the world. You don't need permission to matter. You don't need validation to be significant. You just need to recognize that your impact is far greater than you think and embrace the responsibility that comes with it.